when you go to an Edcamp, because it's driven by the people there, because what happens depends on the passion of the people who come, that is stimulating. It sends you away from an Edcamp with a new vision of yourself as an educator.
We became teachers so that we could talk to people, and we talked to kids most of the time, so it was really nice to talk to adults.
It's interesting, it makes it free, it makes it fun.
There's really that dialogue and collaboration. That's what really stood out to me about Edcamp. Like, that's what makes Edcamp different from anywhere else you go. It's totally teacher-driven, and you really get the most out of it.
It allows staff to be able to control their learning.
Edcamp started in Philadelphia. The first Edcamp was in May of 2010. We tweeted it out to everybody that we knew and encouraged them to come. And we had about 100 teachers show up on that day.
One of the best things about Edcamp is that it's free.
Edcamp participants come from every kind of school that there possibly is.
It's for every teacher, whether you're in your first year teaching or you're in your 25th year teaching.
It's all things that you can implement immediately.
What you will see at an Edcamp, you won't find anywhere else.
In the past, professional development days are a snooze, and it's so boring to sit there and listen to what somebody else has decided for you that you need to know and do.
As we say, there isn't an expert in the room is the expert. It's all of the educators together talking and sharing that creates the expertise.
The unconference models were really fresh, they were interesting.
Anyone there can go up and host a session, because hosting a session means just being the first person to ask the question.
It makes me a much more engaging teacher.
We've had over 750 Edcamps. Most of them are in the United States, but we've been in 24 countries around the world.
You don't even have to be at Edcamp to enjoy Edcamp. If you're on Twitter and you just follow the hashtag, then you get to experience everything that is happening there.
It's been an exciting growth of a movement. All the educators who come together for an Edcamp are doing it to learn. They know that they are better in their classroom when they are learning.
There's a lot of powerful development that can come from going to an Edcamp.
And at the end of the day, when we all go back to the school, we all have something to talk about and how we can better the school.
That positive impact and it transferring into the classroom is going to have a positive impact on students.
I definitely understand my students better from going to Edcamp.
It's no longer me up there speaking to the class the entire time. I've taken the Edcamp model into my classroom and made it more conversational. I give my children chances to reflect, to share what they're learning each day, which is what we do at Edcamp.
From the very beginning, it was clear through social media and through the teachers that were there that this had something special.
I remember just thinking, I can't wait to plan and figure out how I'm going to start incorporating these things into my classroom.
I started seeing people saying, hey, go out to the Edcamps, because that's where you can kind of get your answers from nowadays.
And the conversations were so effortless, and the teachers there were so easy to connect with, because we were all there for the same reason.
Also that it's on Saturdays and there's thousands of people doing this in their own free will and that nobody's making them do it. It shows how excited teachers are to learn and grow. And that's the most important thing about Edcamp, is that we get to choose what is relevant for us and grow.